Hi there! If you're wondering what am I doing here in the middle of nowhere on a reasonably hot November afternoon, well, I'm not alone. We can't see. Well, this is something you really can't miss because it's huge. It is the new Chevrolet Tahoe 2021. Thanks to its large size and road presence, Chevrolet Tahoe has been a favorite SUV across the Middle East. And this time, Chevrolet has taken more regional input than ever before. If you remember the old Tahoe, well, I'm calling it old already because actually the design has kind of, taken an upgrade towards the contemporary. It's much more trendy. The lead car was a previous generation and I could see that there was something very solid about it. But again, this looked unmistakably new and trendier. Look at that. When I say the earlier Tahoe was more solid, it also meant it looked quite hefty. But this one, if you look at it, it's slightly more, it's sleeker. It's kind of slightly taller, at least looks so. In reality, the new Tahoe is 17.2 centimeters longer, 1.2 centimeters wider, and 3.5 centimeters taller. Especially on the grille and the lights, the design elements are so contemporary and trendy that it reminds you of the transformation that happened with the Chevrolet Blazer. While the front clearly looks more aggressive, stylish and trendy, the rear could split opinion, with some considering it not solid enough and slightly meeker with the presence of plastic. And this one is quite special because this is the Z71. Earlier, that used to be a package available of capability, but this year, Chevrolet has defined it as 4 trim levels: LS, LT, Z71 and Premier. Chevrolet Tahoe 2021 offers the option of 4-corner air ride suspensions, which comes standard in the Z71 version. If you notice, I use the word bigger initially. If you're wondering how could a Tahoe grow up, well, this one is 5,351 millimeters long. And it has its benefits, needless to say, especially in the leg room in the back rows. We'll come to that. Well, everything is bigger and better about the new Tahoe. The wheels are 20 inches and the Premier gets 22 inches while it starts with 18. Well, there are some things that have carried over from the earlier generation, especially the large windows. So you will find that there is a much more spacious feel inside. And thoughtful features like the side step. What is the use of space if you can't stretch your legs? Well, the new Tahoe gives you maximum leg room in the second and third rows. The new Tahoe is definitely bigger, with the legroom improving dramatically by 25 centimeters in the third row and 8 centimeters in the second row. There is a slight compromise in the first row by less than an inch, which is around 2.5 centimeters. Now, looking beyond style and coming to utility, this Tahoe comes with the largest space, the cargo space, with all 3 seats up. Now, that's a great advantage. In fact, having all 7 passengers with their luggage, that's like having the cake and eating it too. With both seats down, the cargo space is increased by 30% to 3,480 liters. Well, when the Tahoe has been given an opportunity to be advanced, technologically too, it has done its bit. Especially it has wireless charger and 5 screens. As you can see, this one is on the central console. Then you have the one on the driver instrument cluster, 2 here where the passengers can watch movies in comfort. And so where is the 5th one? Well, that is the head-up display, which is a 15-inch display, so you get to see all that you want, from the speed to whether your all-wheel drive is on, your other parameters, all of it can be seen right ahead. The 2021 Tahoe can make long rides even more enjoyable for the big family. There is a Wi-Fi plan available that can be shared among 7 devices. And the cooler in the central console can store 6 half-a-liter bottles at sub-zero temperatures with space for some snacks. A big car needs a big engine. Under this is a 5.3-litre V8 engine, good for 355 horsepower and 590 newton meters of torque. Well, that is important, noted, as we will find out. Well, for a car that is capable to be taken off-road, the torque really matters. For those who aren't familiar with the origins of the name, Tahoe is a freshwater lake between California and Nevada. Being the flagship SUV of Chevrolet, if you leave out the Suburban with its unreal proportions, Tahoe is all about spacious comfort bordering on luxury. Technology developed at GM makes things easier for the Chevrolet driver too, with buttons to change gears and a rear view monitor instead of a rear view mirror. In such a huge car, visibility could be an issue, but large side view mirrors and not so broad A-pillars make sure that the outward view is not hindered. The central armrest not only has elbow space for me and my co-driver, but also for an extra mobile. GM has a technology to read the road in real time and adjust the shock absorbers accordingly. The latest generation of this magnetic ride control is also available in the 2021 Tahoe. The high riding stance is great and so is the overall comfort, but I can't be raving about the connect that the steering makes with the driver. A ride that's on the rougher side, a hint of vibration at lower engine speeds, all these hallmarks of the large SUV was felt at times on the road. But they seemed to disappear as we moved away from the road.
So now we're going off-roading.
During our off-roading, we were given to test the same kind of dunes and terrains using both the Premier top trim and the Z71 Adventure trim level. All through the off-roading journey, enough power was available at lower engine speeds like 2000 and 2500. As it's a huge and heavy car, maneuvers could take an extra moment of thought. The coil springs definitely did their job, but the addition of the air suspensions made it feel like I was having a pillow fight with the desert. The Z71 increases capability dramatically. For instance, the approach angle grows from 24.5 degrees to 34.5 and the departure angle from 20.5 to 22.5 degrees. The ground clearance with coil springs and without the Z71 trims is 203 mm, while the Z71 increases it dramatically to 254 mm with air ride suspensions. I haven't tried climbing the Big Red yet, but this much I can tell you. Most challenges thrown at most people, this huge 7-seater, 2.5-ton SUV is more than game for.